ladies and gentlemen, welcome your faces to, yes, another Poppy Playtime video. And today we're going to be talking about the image they recently dropped on their socials, and this looks to be an indication of a teaser of Chapter 2, and we know the chapter is not far away now, and of course they're going to start to hint other things. And so this video is totally unscripted. I want to get my thoughts out about this image because I've noticed a few things after altering the image a bit and going further into detail. So I want to bring them to you today, and of course I'm going to start with the bare basics, and that's of course we know this is Mommy Longlegs, and it looks to be in her extended form. Now from what we can see, her body completely extends from the main sort of body part, and as you can see they've got the lower part and the head with the hair, and the arms just absolutely go everywhere. And in this image there seems to be a part that's cropped in, and obviously you'll see it when I do the video edit, but there seems to be a blood splatter either on a box or a surrounding wall or something along that lines. And of course next to the box we see the toys in the web, just like we will be. So of course looking at the image we see all the toys are making a return. Bron, Catbee, Boogiebot, and a candy cat is also in the very far background. Now it appears, of course, there is a bit of storage in this area. Of what in particular we don't know of yet, but it looks to be a place where they would have stored, of course, all the toys in the larger side of things. As you can see, the boxes are quite tall and they're all ready for the pallets. Also on the left side of the image we see what looks to be hanging Boogiebot and another Huggy Wuggy. But interestingly about these two is they look like they're also in the web again, but they looked very darked out. Now I don't know why that would be, but I can have some sort of speculation. But the most interesting, one of the interesting part is what's in the bottom left. Not in necessarily the bottom left of the image, but what's under the darkened Huggy and Boogiebot. And it looks to appear as if there are spider legs. Now, I believe this is hinting at another toy that we haven't actually been introduced as of yet. Or it could be an indication, as we see next to the legs, there's also that kind of weirdly shaped sort of caterpillar creature that we see from the trailer as well. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about Mommy Longlegs again, and just the fact that it looks as if she's reaching out towards the camera. And one of the really interesting points that I wanted to make here is the actual writing on the floor. And one thing I want to ask is actually who the writing is from. So first let's decrypt and figure out what the message actually says. Now thankfully, due to Photoshop and some lovely techniques to get around that, we can actually see, if we brighten the image and sharpen it and do all the business, that we can see it says make me part of him. Now that's a really interesting message because one, we don't know necessarily who him is, and two, it looks to be written as if it's by the same people or characters that have written the same messages in the vents. So who has been down here before and left this message? Could it have been Mommy Longlegs? Maybe. We don't know how good she is with a pen just yet, but we know she's going to be very consistent in tracking us down with all her might, so who's not to say that she is pretty good with a pencil? But I want to speculate further, and I believe that make me a part of him is actually a bigger hint to a new character that we could see in the next chapter or allude to. I think I said it before in my trailer breakdown video, but I think we might even get to see, or at least hear from, the scientist, as I do speculate that the scientist is probably further down in the factory and the one who's running the show completely. I still think he actually is alive. But again, I'll reiterate and head you right back to this chapter 1, where we see all the markings on the walls in the vents. I think this is a character that has come before, whether they're alive or not, or whether they are a toy. Something like that. I believe that this is a message from the last person who got this far. And I do actually theorize that this spot in particular probably is something to do with Mommy Longlegs' lair, if you will, or somewhere where she goes to reset, because of course it's covered in cobwebs, it's got loads of the little toys, the playthings for instance, it's dimly lit, and it leads me on to my next point, and I don't think a lot of people are going to automatically assume this connection, but the moment I saw this design of the level and of course the lighting and some of the materials inside, it gives me the same vibe that we see from the cut level. As some of you may remember, or might need a refresher, there'll be a link in the description, but we did explore the outer bounds of chapter 1, and we did find there was an extra level where they seemed to have the same sort of lighting setup, but it was more directed towards Poppy and how many and many dolls on the stands. So I wonder if they've repurposed that little design and made it into what we see here. But with it being said, I think it is a very interesting image to share, and the message itself is what's more important. And of course, obviously things like, we got Bron in the corner and, a damaged Bron, it looks like, on the floor. But I think the message is the main point of this image, and who it's directed to and who it's from is probably going to be the best thing that we could talk about now until chapter 2. So I think I might make a full video on who this could be and who it could be aimed at. But with that being said, I just wanted to briefly talk about obviously the image and what it could mean and some of the things that we might have missed. And again, if you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you love Poppy Playtime and want to stay for more theories, make sure to hit subscribe, because of course we're going to be covering the hell out of it when it comes out. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments below. And with that, have a lovely morning, day or night wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next theory video. Bye bye.